We are about to have a good talk today. The talk today, we're going to talk a little bit about amino acids. Now, you may say, Abdul, what the heck is an amino acid? So I'm going to break down what an amino acid is and why is it important for us. When you go outside a health food store, sometimes you may find these, sometimes you may not. If you have ever worked out in your life, you have heard of amino acids. They are the building blocks of every living cell. So let's start. Amino acids are the building blocks of every living cell. They are basis of life. Okay, they are the basis of life. Amino acids are the single most important nutrient that the body They create the building blocks of proteins needed to create cells, enzymes, and hormones. If amino acids is missing, a weakness can be developed. Okay, so amino acids are the most important nutrient that we have in our bodies. I'm going to break this down for you so you understand. Let's start by consuming some food. Let's say we're consuming protein. You just had some beans, or you just had some chicken, or you had some fish, or anything of that nature. All right? Your body breaks down and takes those enzymes in the gut, and it digests that protein. It breaks it down to a smaller form. It breaks it down to a form that's a little more easily to absorb. Then that form goes into the small intestines, and then you have even more enzymes that break down that protein. Those protein structures are now broken down into their finest or their smallest form, and that's called amino acids. Okay? So proteins are broken down into amino acids. That is the very smallest form of a protein, or of the byproduct that's being made, is amino acids. And in carbohydrates, the smallest form that it can make is a sugar. In fats, the smallest form it can make is a fatty acid, a lipid fatty acid. Okay? So each structure is broken down. So when we consume our food, we're consuming protein, carbs, and fats, right? But their smallest structure form is amino acids, protein, sugars for carbohydrates, okay, and fatty acids for your lipids, your fats, okay? So give you a little, what is amino acids, okay? So that's what an amino acid is. Now, all proteins are made of amino acids, okay? All proteins are made of amino acids, but not all amino acids make proteins. All right, y'all heard what I just said. All proteins are made of amino acids, but not all amino acids makes protein. Okay? Can y'all mute yourselves? I don't want to put everybody on mute. How do they do that? Okay. So that's breaking down a little bit about what an amino acid is. Okay? Amino acids aid with. Give me 1 second. I can still hear myself. Amino acids aid with assimilation and utilization of nutrients such as vitamins and minerals. Okay? They can also help with various type of ailments. Amino acids can help with various type of ailments. There are 20 different type of amino acids. There are 20 different type of amino acids, and they are classified as essential and non-essential amino acids. Essential and non-essential amino acids. You have essential amino acids like histidine, isoleucine, leucine, lysine, methionine, phenylalanine, threonine, tryptophan, and valine. Okay, these are essential amino acids. Why do they call them essential amino acids? Essential amino acids are basically your body cannot produce it. There are 20 amino acids. There are 9 essential amino acids. That means you can only get it from your diet. And if you do not get it from your diet, you will have a deficiency because your body cannot produce it. The 11 other amino acids your body can produce. Those are considered non-essential amino acids, such as alanine, such as arginine, such as asparagine, such as aspartic acid, such as glutamate acid, and cysteine, and glutamine, and glycine, and propylene, and serine, and tyrosine. These are all amino acids that are considered non-essential amino acids. The body produces these amino acids. The essential ones, your body has to get from the diet. The non-essential amino acids, your body naturally produces. Okay? And this is very important. Amino acids are the life force of the body. Let me say that again. Amino acids are the life force of the body. Nothing works without amino acids. Nothing works without amino acids. Every living part of your body is created by amino acids. Okay? We could talk about vitamins, we could talk about minerals, we could talk about enzymes, we could talk about hormones. Every last nutrient, not necessarily vitamins and minerals, especially minerals, but every last nutrient or every last part of our body is created by an amino acid. Our DNA is amino acids. Our RNA is an amino acid structure. Okay? Because you need nucleic acids to create the DNA and RNA. Those are created by amino acids. The organelles in our body and our nuclei, our ribosomes, our cytoplasm, our mitochondria is all created from amino acids. When the body wants to create amino acids, it sends a message from the DNA to the RNA. The RNA goes out to the ribosome. The ribosomes now start to print out amino acids, the non-essential amino acids. When it has the nutrients it needs for the when it has the nutrients it needs for the essential amino acids, it creates those too. It adds that into the pot, if you want to say. Not necessarily create it, adds that into a pot. And that's how we get the building blocks of life. It's through amino acids. Now, like we said, there are non-essential and essential. Let's go through them. And now you can pull out your pen and paper and let's go through them. And let me explain how amino acids actually affect your body. Remember, enzymes are created through what? Enzymes are what? Protein structure. Every reaction happens in our body through enzymatic reaction. Every reaction. If you're digesting, if you're detoxing, if you are absorbing, every reaction that happens in our body comes from enzymatic reactions. And enzymes are proteins, and proteins are all what? Made of what? Amino acids. So any and everything that is used in our body or needed in our body is needing some form of an amino acid to assist it. That's what I say is the life force of the body. Without it, we'll crumble and break it to pieces. We won't be here. Now, let's talk about some of the benefits of amino acids. Pull out your pen and paper. Let's write this down. We're going to talk about the first amino acid called isoleucine. Isoleucine. This is a essential amino acid. You do not get this from production in the body. You only get this through your diet. Isoleucine is essential for growth and fighting chronic diseases. You cannot grow without isoleucine. And if you have chronic diseases, isoleucine will help. Isoleucine is also needed for production of hemoglobin. If you are anemic, and you're not consuming enough iron and all those other things, or you could think you're consuming enough iron, you're consuming enough B12, and you're still having issues, maybe you need some isoleucine. because isoleucine helps with hemoglobin production. Isoleucine also helps with regulating the thymus, spleen, and pituitary. It's an endocrine amino acid. It's an endocrine amino acid. It affects the spleen, the pituitary, and the thymus. It's an endocrine amino acid, and it's a lymphatic system amino acid. Okay? It's an endocrine amino acid. It's affecting one of the most important glands in our body, the pituitary, and it regulates the thymus and the spleen. That is a part of the lymphatic system. Those are lymph organs. So it has a powerful effect on the lymphatic system by regulating the most important two organs of the lymphatic system, and that's the spleen and the thymus. So that's isoleucine, okay? Now we have leucine. We have isoleucine, and then we have the opposite is leucine. Leucine is an amino acid that also helps with growth and development. And we're going to show how we're going to tie these in together. It stimulates brain function. Okay? Leucine stimulates brain function. Maybe you have what you call that? Brain fog. Leucine may help. It regulates your digestion. What did we just say? Amino acids create what? Proteins. Enzymes are what? Proteins. Amino acids are a part of proteins. They are proteins. They are made up of proteins are made up of amino acids. It regulates your digestion and it improves your metabolism. I'm drinking coffee for my metabolism. I'm doing caffeine for my metabolism. Well, there are amino acids that regulate your metabolism. And that does not necessarily mean you're burning fat. Regulation means you could be burning fat, or if you needed to calm it down. Either or. And it assists with glandular function. Okay, cool. I didn't know. Okay, I didn't know mute everyone, but it assists with glandular function and muscular energy. This is leucine. It assists. It's another one that helps with what? The endocrine system. It assists with glandular function and it helps with muscular energy. That's leucine. Now let's talk about valine. This is another essential amino acid. Check this out. It improves mental vigor. That means if you're studying, it improves mental vigor. It helps with your nervous system. If you are dealing with nervous issues, if you're dealing with nervous pain, if you're dealing with anxiety, valine may help. It helps with glandular function. What did we just say about the other two? Glandular function. Okay? Now check this out. I want you to go into the side of the health food store. I want you to go inside of the health food store, and I want you to find these amino acids. They call BCAA. That stands for branch chain amino acids. What does it stand for? Branch chain amino acids. That is a combination of 3 enzymes mixed together. That is a combination of isoleucine, leucine, and valine mixed together. You've probably seen, if you have worked out ever in your life, you've seen branch chain amino acid. They call it BCAAs. Now, why did I say I'm going to tie this all together? Because those 3 enzymes combined together is considered to be branch chain amino acids. Why is this important? Because branch chain amino acids, when working out, helps with development and growth. if you are lifting weights, if you are exercising, if you are training, branched chains amino acids improve growth and development. It improves your growth of your muscles and the development of your muscles. What did we just say about isoleucine and leucine and valine? It improves the growth and development. And it has a function on the endocrine system. It has a function on the endocrine system. If you have amino acids that function and improve the endocrine system, they're also going to help you with what? Growth and development. So those three things together, those three amino acids together are considered to be branched chain amino acids because they stimulate growth of muscles. They help improve muscle development. And in conjunction with that, when you're lifting weights, if you take branched chain amino acids, it will help you produce more growth hormone. Okay? It will help you produce more growth hormone. And that helps with what? Growth and development. So, branched chain amino acids, better known as isoleucine, leucine, and valine mixed together. Okay? Now we have lysine. It's an amino acid called lysine. You probably heard of it. L-lysine. If you ever had a cold sore, you probably had a cream that had L-lysine in it. Okay? L-lysine does something. It controls herpes simplex 1 and 2. And it's excellent for cold sores, rickets, and it even helps with cavities and dental caries. That's lysine. Lysine also reduces the risk of certain types of cancer. Lysine. Lysine fights viruses. Okay? Lysine. Lysine controls acid and alkaline balance. What do we say the kidneys do? They help control acid and alkaline balance by secreting bicarbonates. Lysine is an amino acid that's a part of that hormone that causes the kidneys to secrete bicarbonates. Did you not hear what I just said? What did we say in the beginning? Amino acids help what? They're the most vital nutrient that we have in our body. Why is that? Because they produce all the organelles in all the cells. They produce all the enzymes, and they help produce the hormones. They're a structure of the hormones. Right? That's what it does, right? That's what we just said. Lysine is a part of the hormone that causes the body to secrete bicarbonates when you have alkaline and acidity imbalance. So lysine helps control acid and alkaline balance. Lysine also helps you with production of collagen. It helps you with the production of a collagen. So it's really good for your skin. And lysine affects your third eye. Lysine regulates pineal gland. Lysine regulates your pineal gland. What is your pineal gland considered to be? Your third eye. It secretes melatonin. They consider it the consciousness of the brain. Well, lysine regulates the pineal gland. Okay? So L-lysine. Now listen, I want to put this out here right now. When you go inside of a store, you go inside of a health food store, and you're looking at amino acids, you're looking at L, you're going to see something that says L blank, whatever it's a L hyphen, whatever it is. Or you may say DL hyphen, whatever it is. I'm going to explain this to you right now before we keep going on to the amino acids. Amino acids have an innate structure at the end. This is what makes them amino acids. they have a nitrogen structure at the end, an NH structure. NH structure. Nitrogen and hydrogen. Okay? But it's mainly focused on nitrogen bond. That's what makes it an amino acid. That's one of the main things that makes it an amino acid. It has that nitrogen bond. Now, depending on what's connected to that nitrogen bond determines what type of amino acid it is. Okay? I'm not going to get into the total structure, but depending on the structure that's bound to that that nitrogen molecule, it depends on the type of amino acid it is. L-lysine may have 2 hydrogens or 3 hydrogens on the back and maybe some other oxygen on the back. Let's say that combined with that nitrogen. And L-cysteine may have 2 of them and no oxygen, and that's what makes it a cysteine. Okay? Just giving you a little background. What makes it an L? L means it's in its natural form. So let's say if the nitrogen is bound and you have a hydrogen, an example, a hydrogen on the top and an oxygen on the bottom. And that's L-lysine. Hydrogen on the top, oxygen on the bottom, bound to a nitrogen. That is the way you find it in nature. If you flip it, that same bond, you have the nitrogen bond there, you have the hydrogen on top, you have the oxygen on the bottom. If you flip it and the oxygen is on top and the nitrogen is on the bottom, you have made it a transform. You have transformed the amino acid. It's the transform. Okay? I want y'all to understand this. The L form is the way it's naturally going to find in nature. Hydrogen on the top, oxygen on the bottom. Using the example. If we flip it, oxygen on top, hydrogen on the bottom, that is a trans form of an amino acid. Okay? That's a transform. Now that transform, they recognize the transform by using a D in front of it. So they will say DL lysine, DL valine, DL isoleucine. Okay? So I want y'all to understand this. So when you see L lysine, L glutamine, L tyrosine, that means it's in the natural form of it. When you see it in the DL tyrosine, DL methionine, DL lysine, that is in the transform of it. And the transform is not as effective. It is different. That switching makes it different. Okay? I hope y'all understand this. It makes it different. So, that's a little understanding when you see it in stores and you see L versus DL. That's why. Okay? So, let's go to methionine. Methionine amino acid. Methionine amino acid reduces the fattiness off of the liver. It reduces fatty liver. And it prevents cholesterol buildup. What is going on nowadays? Everybody is starting to have a fatty liver. Everybody is having a fatty liver. Why? Too much sugar in the diet. Also, too many toxins in our environment. Methionine helps reduce a fatty liver. And it helps prevent cholesterol buildup. Okay? That's methionine. And how does it help produce that? It naturally makes the body produce lecithin. It increases lecithin production in the body. It increases lecithin production in the body. And what does lecithin do? Lecithin is a natural emulsifier. It allows fat and oil, or fat and water, to mix. That's what lecithin does. It's a natural emulsifier. If you've ever cooked with lecithin, you can use it in substitution for eggs. And the beautiful part of eggs is it allows water and fat to bind, to mix. So we put eggs in bacon products. It allows it to mix because it naturally has lecithin in the yolk. Well, methionine makes the body produce more lecithin. And that's what makes it so good for reducing fatty liver, as well as it prevents cholesterol buildup because it makes the body produce more lecithin. It is a sulfur amino acid. That means it has a sulfur bond. The nitrogen is bound to a sulfur. Now, why is this important? Because if it's a sulfur amino acid, it's excellent for your hair, skin, and nails. It's excellent for your hair, skin, and nails. Because sulfur is one of the main ingredients with production of keratin and collagen. So it makes your nails grow. It makes your skin healthy. It makes it vibrant. And it stimulates hair growth. Okay? Methionine. And it protects, it's a sulfur-containing amino acid. It protects against tumor growth. Methionine protects against tumor growth. Okay? So this is an amino acid called methionine. Now, we're going to get into a controversial amino acid called phenylalanine. Phenylalanine. Phenylalanine helps with production of adrenaline. Okay? This is an amino acid that helps you produce more adrenaline. It enhances your absorption of vitamin C. When you're consuming enough phenylalanine, you get better absorption in your vitamin C. And that in turn helps with production of collagen. It also helps with the improvement of your skin pigment. You have a lot of melanin, phenylalanine will help. You have low melanin, phenylalanine will help. It helps with production of your skin pigment and your hair pigment. Maybe I should use it. Maybe my hair pigment will go back to black instead of gray. Or maybe the gray will come in even shinier. It can be used for mental disorders. If you are dealing with mental disorders such as schizophrenia and all of my things, phenylalanine can be used. As long as you're not taking medication for it, like SSRIs, because they will block phenylalanine and it will cause more problems. If you ever read a medication for mental disorders, it will tell you to avoid phenylalanine because those things reduce the absorption of phenylalanine and it builds and it can actually cause the mental disorders to become worse. But if you are not on medication, phenylalanine can help. And phenylalanine is extremely good for pain in the D form, in the DL form. Okay? What did we say? L form of amino acids is what? The natural form. DL form is we flip it, we turn it to trans. And what did I tell y'all? When we trans the amino acid, it has a different effect. It has a different effect. Phenylalanine, when you trans it, it turns off the nerve endings. Or it reduces the nerve endings. I don't want to say turn them off, but it tricks the nerve endings. And it tells the nerve endings, hey, that's not painful anymore. Turn off your inflammation markers. So if you are in consistent pain, if you are in pain, DL form of phenylalanine is excellent for dealing with pain. Excellent. It tricks the nervous system and tells it to turn off the inflammation markers. Turn off the pain markers. Hey, stop that. That's not a problem anymore. Stop it. But regular alanine won't do that. Remember I told you, when you transit, you change the function of the amino acid. Even though we just flipping one part up in the other part. It's not that the molecules have changed, it's the position has changed. And that position makes all the difference in the world in the form of molecules. Okay? So phenylalanine in the DL form reduces your pain. Okay? Then we got threonine. This is an excellent amino acid that's going to help you deal with stress. It's going to help you deal with stress. It's also going to help prevent mental illnesses. Excellent for prevention of mental illnesses. Okay? Not as well known, but it's very effective. Let's go to tryptophan. Everybody knows tryptophan. We just got off of a tryptophan binge. If you are, unless you're plant-based, we just got off of a tryptophan binge. Turkey is rich in tryptophan. And one of the reasons after you eat turkey is one of the reasons why you feel relaxed. It relaxes you. Tryptophan naturally helps you relax and improves your sleep. Tryptophan naturally helps you relax and improves your sleep. Tryptophan improves your mood. If you're stressing, get some tryptophan in your system. You know, back in the 90s, they took it off the market. It was one of the most popular amino acids on the market. And they took it off the market for about 10 years because they had a bad batch that came from Mexico that made people sick. So FDA pulled it off the market for about at least 10 years, 10 to 12 years. Now it's back on the market. But L-tryptophan, it helps with blood clotting in conjunction with vitamin K. If you're a person who have thin blood, is too thin, take vitamin K with L-tryptophan. Excellent for improving blood clotting. And it helps with production of serotonin, the feel-good hormone, the chill hormone. Tryptophan improves your production of serotonin. If you are stressing, L-tryptophan is the way to go. You can get it in L-tryptophan, or you can find it in this metabolite form called 5-HTP. 5-HTP will turn into tryptophan. 5-HTP is a form of tryptophan. Okay? Then we got alanine. And this is not as well known as an amino acid. Usually don't find it as much, but it helps reduce cholesterol and improves your metabolism. And it helps you metabolize vitamin B6 and tryptophan. You cannot metabolize that tryptophan in turkey without aniline, and you cannot metabolize your B6 properly without aniline. Okay? So, alanine. Then you have arginine. I told you I was going to have a list today. We're going to have a list today. Arginine. Arginine improves a man's sperm count. Arginine helps improve a man's sperm count. If you are infertile or you're having low sperm count, start taking arginine. It will help you fill up the cup. Okay? You can fill up the cup if you take arginine. It improves your blood flow. If you are exercising, if you want to improve blood flow, If you have high blood pressure, you want to improve blood flow, take L-arginine. It dilates the blood vessels by increasing nitric oxide in the blood vessels. Combined with orthogonine, that's in another amino acid, it helps you produce growth hormone. And we all want to produce growth hormone because growth hormone makes you lose weight. Growth hormone helps you keep muscle mass. Growth hormone improves your memory. Growth hormone makes you feel younger. Growth hormone helps you burn and eliminate toxins out the body. Growth hormone helps you burn fat. So L-arginine mixed with L-orthogonine helps you with improving growth hormone. And it helps you burn fat. It assists with nitrogen elimination. It assists with eliminating nitrogen out the body. Why is this important? Nitrogen is extremely effective, but nitrogen is a byproduct. It can actually cause health issues. You want to eliminate nitrogen. What happens if you don't eliminate nitrogen? It will build up in the blood and it will crystallize and create something called uric acid that will create these crystals that go into your toes, and they call that gout. Uric acid is a form of urea. Urea is a form of ammonia. Ammonia is a nitrogen molecule. It's NH3. Ammonia is a nitrogen molecule. When you don't excrete enough ammonia, your body turns it into urea. Your body meant to urinate urea out, and we call it urine. If we do not eliminate enough urea out fast enough, that is a nitrogen molecule, it will create uric acid crystals that will go into your toes, and you'll be wearing no shoes because your foot is swollen. And we call that gout. Arginine helps eliminate that nitrogen. And arginine detoxes poisonous waste from the immune system. The immune system job is to go grab and destroy its enemies. In that process of breaking down cell walls from viruses and bacteria, it creates a poisonous waste even it has to eliminate. And L-arginine is an amino acid that helps the immune system to eliminate that waste. Okay? L-arginine is that amino acid. So L-arginine. L-cysteine. More than likely, we're not going to get through all these. Because there's a lot. There's 20 of them, but we're talking today, baby. L-cysteine. L-cysteine is a sulfur amino acid. It's a sulfur amino acid. Just like the other sulfur amino acid we talked about. And what was that? I forgot what that was. It was L-methionine. Not methionine. Was it lysine? No, it was methionine. Methionine is a sulfur amino acid. Okay? L-cysteine is a sulfur amino acid. L-cysteine is also good for hair, skin, and nails. If you turn around your hair, skin, and nail vitamin, you got a good one. It has L-cysteine in it. It stimulates the hair growth and makes the nail stronger, but it's really good for dealing with skin problems. L-cysteine is excellent for skin problems. If you know someone who has cystic acne, you know a kid who has cystic acne, you know somebody who has breakouts, L-cysteine will help. Okay? It also is an antioxidant, and it chelates heavy metals. What do I mean by chelate? Chelate means this amino acid binds. It binds to the heavy metals. Think of the heavy metals floating around, and it binds to it. It grabs it, and it grabs holds to it. And when it grabs hold to it, it makes it more bioavailable for the kidneys to excrete it. It chelates it. It makes it more easily utilized and pushed through the body. Make it better for waste, because it's harder just to excrete that heavy metal by itself. It's easier when it's bound to a protein. It's easier when it's bound to an amino acid. And it detoxifies heavy metals. It fights radiation. And it protects against smoke inhalation. If you have been exposed to radiation, cysteine is an amino acid that helps your body detoxify from that radiation. And if you've been exposed to smoke inhalation from a fire or a joker who's smoking a cigarette right next to you, cysteine is the amino acid that detoxifies aldehydes that come from the cigarette smoke. Cysteine detoxifies aldehydes that come from cigarette smoke. And cysteine improves the pancreas function. Cysteine improves the pancreas function. If you are diabetic, if you're dealing with pancreatitis, you should be doing cysteine. Because cysteine improves pancreas function, along with your chromium, along with your vanadium, along with your bitter melon, along with your huckleberry, along with your raspberries, along with Gamina sylvestre, along with cinnamon. Cysteine can help. Okay? We're going to talk about glutamine and glutamic acid. I'm going to do them both at the same time because they're basically similar. Basically the same thing. It's just a metabolite. Glutamine is probably one of the best for brain function. Glutamine is a brain fuel. Brain food and fuel. Glutamine helps with mental alertness. Glutamine will improve your memory. Glutamine helps with muscle recovery. If you've ever worked out and you're fatigued and exhausted and you take glutamine, it helps you recover. It helps you recover. Glutamine also regulates the immune system. If you overtrain, it weakens the immune system. Glutamine, when taken up to 5 grams, will improve your immune system if you've overtrained or overexhausted your muscles or been through an exhaustive, situation. Glutamine will help. Glutamine helps with erratic behavior. That's right. Someone who has erratic behavior, glutamine is excellent for them. Glutamine improves learning. If you are in school, it's going to help you with your learning. If you have kids who are having issues with learning, it improves learning. Glutamine and glutamic acid cuts your cravings for sweets. Come on now. Can I get an amen for that? Amen. Or can I get an amen? Amen. Glutamine cuts your cravings for sweets. How many of us out here had peach cobbler this weekend? How many of us had a banana pudding? How many of us had pumpkin pie? Even though black folks, I don't eat pumpkin pie. I don't eat pumpkin pie. Okay. Well, how many of us had sweet potato pie? How many of us had ice cream? How many of us had apple pie? How many of us had bread pudding this week? Come on now, it's Thanksgiving. You know how we get down? How many of us had candy yams? After you eat all that stuff, your blood sugar's through the roof. And you crave it. Glutamine cuts your cravings for sweets. Especially if you use it along with chromium percolinate. Okay? Glutamine helps cut your cravings for sweets. Glutamine, when taken up to 5 grams a day, will reduce your intestinal inflammation. What? Can we talk, people? Glutamine is going to reduce your intestinal inflammation. If you have IBS, if you have, what else? IBS, if you have Crohn's disease, if you have GERD, your whole gut is inflamed. If you have diverticulitis, your gut is inflamed. Okay? Glutamine is the firefighters for your intestinal tract. Did you not hear what I just said? I said glutamine is the firefighters for your gastrointestinal tract. It puts out the flames. It reduces the inflammations for your IBS. It reduces the inflammation for your Crohn's disease. It reduces your inflammations for your heartburn and your GERD. It reduces the inflammations for your diverticulitis. Okay? Glutamine. Last one we're going to talk about tonight. I'm gonna skip because I want to get to another go. I'm going to try to do these last two. It's taurine. And there's some more, but I've got to skip. Taurine. Taurine is an amino acid that does what? Helps the body produce growth hormone. We already talked about that. Taurine is one of the best amino acids for brain function. In conjunction with glutamine and tyrosine, what we're probably not going to get to today, it is the best for brain function. Taurine will help you with your memory. Okay? Taurine will help you with your memory. If you are having problems with your eyes, take taurine. Taurine improves eye function. Taurine also helps control seizures. If you know someone who's dealing with seizures, they may do well by taking taurine, as long as with CBDs. And taurine helps downregulate your blood sugar levels. Taurine. And histidine. Histidine protects your myelin sheath. Histidine protects your myelin sheath. The sheet around the nerve endings. People who deal with Parkinson's and deal with MS know what I'm talking about. Histidine protects against that. It also protects against hearing loss. And it controls mucus production and can help you with your allergies. And last but not least, I didn't even get the chance to go through all of them. Last but not least is carnitine. Last but not least is carnitine. Now, why carnitine? Why am I ending with carnitine? Because carnitine helps the body burn fat. Carnitine helps the body burn fat. Okay? L-carnitine. It also helps with energy production. If you are having low energy, carnitine helps you with energy production. How does it help you with energy production? It turns on more mitochondrial function. Let's say it like that. It allows the mitochondria of the cell. It makes it more efficient. It turns on the production a little more. Let's say if the mitochondria is working at 80% of what it does, it makes it to 100. Let's say if it's working at 50%, it takes it to 80%. L-carnitine improves mitochondrial function. What is mitochondria? The energy factory of the cell. And carnitine helps you produce more energy. Carnitine lowers your triglycerides. Carnitine lowers your triglycerides. If you have high triglyceride level, get some more carnitine. Get carnitine and also carnosine. But carnitine will help you lower your triglycerides. It improves infertility in men and in women. It makes you produce more fertile eggs in women. And it makes a man's sperm count higher, but it really has to do with motility. It makes some babies swim. It makes your baby swim. Literally, it makes your baby swim. Okay? And carnitine strengthens your heart. And why does it help strengthen your heart? Because it improves energy production. And what organ of the body has the most mitochondria per cell? The heart. The heart has the most mitochondria per cell of any organ in the body. All muscles have more mitochondria than any other part of the body, and the heart has the most. The heart has the most mitochondria of any cell, so carnitine improves your heart strength by improving your energy production in the heart. So that is carnitine. But we still have more to go. I'm not going to keep going. We didn't get the chance to get to glycine and serine. We didn't get the chance to get to glutathione and orthanine and things like that, and asparagine and aspartic acid. But it's okay in proline. Proline helps with collagen production. But we're going to get there, and we get to tyrosine. But maybe we could do this another day. But we're going to unmute everyone. And if you have any questions about the amino acids we talked about today, we can do that right now. So everyone unmute yourself. I didn't mute anyone, so how do you do this? I'm going to unmute you. Let me see. Preference. Let me see if I can unmute you.
All right, me first.
Go ahead, Brother Forrest.
All right, brother. I would just co-sign what you said, brother, about the BCAAs, because when I go to LA Fitness, I always take my branched chain amino acids. I got the Now brand. I pop 2 before I go and 2 during, and depending on if I'm going at the end, I'll pop 2 at the end. But those branched chain amino acids were good. And I thought you would never get the taurine because, us vegans, I know that they say that taurine isn't produced in the body. So I make sure I keep an ample supply of that taurine. And carnitine, I pop that too before I work out, along with CQ10 for the heart. I put those together. And also, just to let people know, even though we weren't talking about D3, I know it's one of your favorite topics, Abdul. That D3, they said you mix it with the K2. You mentioned K2 in here somewhere.
Yeah, I mentioned that, yeah.
They said when you mix those two together, all right, that works well together. I know certain supplements work out. I just found out that alpha-lipoic acid and biotin, they work pretty good in combination. You know? So, yeah. So other than that, that's it. I just wanted to say, yeah, you're spot on with that. And also, up there at the health food store, do you guys carry? I know you heard of it. Those perfect aminos.
We do.
That brand?
Yep.
Yeah, you do the. Okay, wonderful. I'm gonna come up there and get some because those are good.